Hey there and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to look at the Bill of Rights and learn how it protects our individual liberties. As an added bonus, I'll also go over some of the most important court cases associated with each amendment. By the end of this video, you should be able to explain what the Bill of Rights is and how it protects the rights of individuals from government interference. You can use this video as a review for your AP government curriculum, and if you want more review packets, check out the link in the description below. Okay, let's get to it. First of all, what is the Bill of Rights? Well, the Bill of Rights consists of the first 10 amendments to the US Constitution. They were added to the Constitution because many people felt that without a clear list of individual rights, the new federal government might become a tyrannical government like the one they had just overthrown. And although the Constitution already provided several liberties and rights, these people wanted explicit protections. So the first 10 amendments were added to the Constitution in 1791, and they specifically define what the government may and may not do in regards to civil rights and liberties. Okay, now let's go through each one of them. Amendment 1, a freedom of expression. This amendment is probably the most important of all the amendments in terms of the average person's life. It protects 5 basic freedoms: religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition. Let's look at each of those quickly. Religion. Congress can establish no official religion, and you are free to practice any religion you choose, or none at all. Speech. You have the freedom to express your opinion, and even criticize the government. In fact, this is the basis for all political parties in America. Press. This protects the right of journalists to report news and events without government interference. Assemblies. You have the right to peacefully gather with others. For example, you could organize a protest. And petition. You have the right to ask the government to address your grievances. For example, if you wanted to write a letter to your member of Congress, you would be exercising your right to petition. Amendment 2, right to bear arms. This amendment protects your right to own a gun. The debate surrounding this amendment has intensified in recent years as people argue over gun control. Amendment 3, quartering of soldiers. This amendment protects you from being forced to house soldiers in your home. This was a big deal back when the amendment was written because one of the major complaints of the colonists against the British was that they were forced to quarter British soldiers. Amendment 4, search and seizure. This amendment protects your right to privacy. In order for a law enforcement officer to obtain a warrant to search your property or seize your property, they must have probable cause. In other words, they must have a legitimate reason to believe that you have committed a crime. If they don't have probable cause, the search warrant is illegal. Amendment V, rights of the accused. This amendment protects you from being deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process. That is, the government cannot take away these things from you without following the procedures outlined in the Constitution. Additionally, this amendment protects you from double jeopardy, which means that you cannot be tried twice for the same crime. Amendment V, a fair trial. This amendment guarantees you the right to a fair trial by an impartial jury in criminal cases. It also guarantees you the right to have the assistance of a lawyer and to confront your accusers. Amendment 7, civil trial rights. This amendment guarantees you the right to a jury in civil cases. In a civil case, one person is suing another person or institution for damages. It also says that no fact shall be decided by jury unless a party demands it. Amendment 8, no cruel punishment. This amendment prohibits the government from imposing cruel and unusual punishment on you. Amendment X, rights not listed. Just because a right is listed in the Bill of Rights doesn't mean that you don't have that right. In other words, the listing of specific rights in the Bill of Rights doesn't mean that other rights not listed are not protected. In fact, the 9th Amendment says that the people have all the rights not specifically given to the federal government in the Constitution. Amendment 10, states' rights. Any power not specifically given to the federal government in the Constitution is reserved for the states or the people. In other words, this amendment is about federalism and the division of power between the federal and state governments. Now you need to understand that the Bill of Rights doesn't just protect your rights, it also restricts the power of the government. In fact, Most of the amendments limit the power of the federal government in some way. You also need to understand that the Bill of Rights applies only to the federal government. State governments could violate your rights as well. However, the passage of the 14th Amendment in 1868 would eventually change that. The 14th Amendment made it so that the state governments could not violate your rights either. Now let's talk about the courts and the Bill of Rights. The court that ultimately has the final say on Bill of Rights violations is the Supreme Court. You see, if you feel that your rights have been violated, you can file a lawsuit in federal court. If the ruling of that court goes against you, you can appeal the decision to a higher court and ultimately the Supreme Court. Another thing you need to understand is that the Bill of Rights protects individuals, not groups. In other words, you can't go around destroying public property and claim that you were exercising your right to free speech. That would be a violation of the public's right to property. Additionally, the Bill of Rights does not apply to the private sector. That is, a private business cannot violate your right to free speech. And finally, let's talk about two clauses in the First Amendment. Many people just remember the First Amendment as protecting freedom of religion, but actually there are two clauses that deal with religion. The Establishment Clause prohibits the government from establishing a state religion. Remember, the English and Dutch had forced the colonists to pay taxes to the Church of England, even though many of the colonists were not even members of the church. So this clause was added to the Bill of Rights to prevent such abuses. The second clause in the First Amendment regarding religion is the Free Exercise Clause, which guarantees that you can exercise whatever religion you choose, or no religion at all. Finally, let's consider why the Bill of Rights still matters today. The Bill of Rights matters today because the issues that it addresses continue to be relevant. In fact, every time there is a violation of one of the amendments, it ends up on the Supreme Court docket. The Bill of Rights also continues to matter because it guides legislation. Members of Congress must justify any limitations on your rights based on a compelling government interest. Okay, that's what you need to know about the Bill of Rights. If you want even more review packets, check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, click below to let me know that I should keep making videos like this. Subscribe to my channel to get notified when I upload new videos. And remember to follow me on social media. Click here to get access to my complete collection of review packets and courses. I'm out.